And we are live. Hi, Babs. Can you hear me? Okay, we're live and you're frozen. Why did you wait till we go live for you to freeze? Anyway, maybe it's my computer. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Hey, everybody. Babette's coming back on. We have lost her, but we welcome you to Sunday Bites and Tidbits. I see people are logging in now. And we have comments coming. I'm going to put those up. Why does, technical issues are just the worst. I do Cash App. Okay, who need bills paid? David, that's not the show, but I'm sure a lot of people need bills paid. Why don't you just pay them? And you don't have to worry. You back?
I'm back.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
Freezing. I hear you. Hey, Tom. He said hi, Tara, because you wasn't
Tom
on.
is here.
Tom is here. Richard's here. And yep, where's Babette? Here's Babette. You logged out. And then we have Jimmy Mac. We always have to sing when Jimmy Mac comes on. Hey, Jimmy. How you guys doing? Welcome back. Wow, we almost have our 100 viewers already. Yep, and we've been on for a minute. We're so excited about today's show.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys, who was our last guest? Was that D'Anthony?
It was D'Anthony, honey.
Yeah, man. Wasn't that a great show, guys?
Great show.
Wasn't that a great show? Hello, ladies. Keita, Travels, Hudson, and V, and Augie. Wow, welcome, guys. We're so happy to have you. I'm so excited about today's show because I really want to know more about CMOS. And
yeah, me too.
And I don't know crap. I just know it's good for you, and I take it. I forgot my tea. Oh my gosh, I gotta go get. Hold on, I'm gonna go get my tea. Hold the fort. You holding the fort, Babette?
Okay.
Hold it. It's downstairs.
I don't know who's coming on, but
just say hello to everybody. Welcome them. I'll be right back. I gotta get my tea.
Hey, everybody. Okay, so I'm just kind of hanging out for Tara right now. She knows who's coming on. I don't. I'm at home. She's at her house, and she has all the info. But anyway, I hope everybody's really good, and I hope you're excited about today's show. It's going to be very informative. CMOS is awesome, awesome, awesome. I've made some incredible desserts using CMOS. So, yeah, it's going to be a good show. It's glad to all of you have decided to join us today. And, yeah, welcome. And Tara's back with her tea.
Welcome. I've got my tea because today I'm having some of this. And it's the Healing Network, Khadijah Karriem, our guest. And I'm going to let her tell you what's in here because I had a smoothie this morning with the other.
Can you increase your volume a little bit, honey? I can barely hear
you can barely hear me. Is that any better? You're frozen again. There you go. Is that any better?
Am I frozen?
No, not now. You're not.
Better.
Okay, no, I didn't have the headphones all the way in. Okay, anyway, Tara ran away. I didn't run away, Tom. I ran to get my tea. Sometimes you need your tea, Tom.
Tom is funny. Let me get my tea.
I know. Yes, I needed it. Anyway, we're so excited today. Babette ran away now. Who put CMOS in their smoothies? Yes, I had CMOS in my smoothies this morning, in my smoothie. That's why I'm going to do a tea tonight because I want to see the difference between the CMOS in the tea and the CMOS in the smoothies. Well, anyway, without further ado, because it is 6:04, we want to welcome. You want to welcome everyone to the show, Babette?
No, sure. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Bites and Tidbits. I'm Chef Babette, and this is my beautiful co-host, Tara Bennett-Smith. And we have an amazing guest today who's going to be teaching us all about CMOS. And her name is, go ahead, Tara.
Khadijah Karriem. Khadijah Karriem.
But Tara, you got to be careful making those faces because when you freeze.
Oh, that's right. Then you look like this.
In that face. Yeah, that right there. That
yeah, we have a few of those too. That looks quite scary.
I know. I always have them.
I know, no, no. Anyway, you keep freezing, so I don't know if it's freezing on everyone's end or it's just freezing on ours. But anyway, without further ado, please let us welcome Khadijah Karriem. Are you choking on your tea? We're going to
Yes.
bring Khadijah over here, and I'm going to go over
Choking
there.
and trying to act like a light.
Hi.
Hi, Khadijah.
How you
Welcome.
guys doing?
Good. The
Wonderful.
Healing Network. I'm so
Yes,
excited to hear about the Healing Network.
the Healing Network for Natural Medicine. Yes, it is.
And
It's
someone
my
said,
life right
I
now.
love Khadijah and her purple sea moss. You have purple sea moss?
Oh, good. Yes, I do. Well, thank you. I'm glad there's someone on that that's been using it. That's awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm reaching more people. That's my goal. That's my
Mm.
mission.
So
Very
tell us,
good.
tell us. Okay, let's start with kind of like your journey with food and
Okay.
then how it transitioned into the sea moss. Tom
Okay.
says hi. Hi, Khadijah. Tom is our fan favorite.
Hi, Tom. How are you? So, so my journey started about 28 years ago,
Wow.
when I first was introduced to being vegan, vegetarian, non-meat, basically. This woman, her name was Tony Young. She had a healing ministry. And, at first, I mean, I kind of dabbled a little bit into trying to be vegan, vegetarian, but it wasn't sticking. I was loving hamburgers a little bit too much at that time. So it wouldn't work. But it wasn't until she had a health ministry that she came and she spoke to a group of us. And she walked in and she put the word death on the chalkboard. She didn't say anything to anybody, she just wrote it. And then we were all like, okay, and then she circled the word EAT in it.
Hmm.
And that caught my attention. And then she said, death is 3/5 what you eat. I was blown away. She had my complete
Hmm.
undivided attention at that point because I just the whole 5 letters in death, and then she circled 3, and it was deep for me. And at that time, I was dealing with a lot of I would say depression and stress. I was a young mom, and I had a disabled child. And so at 23 years old, having to deal with your son, your baby that you fed all of these good, healthy things to it, so you thought, and to have a disabled child, and now they're telling you all the things that he's never going to do. I was, I was going through it. And so at the time I was open for something, anything that would give me some peace and lighten up what I was going through. And so what she said, what she talked about was that plant life was peaceful. And she said that
Hmm.
if you wanted peace, if you wanted life, you had to eat that, because of course with meat, we don't know how the animals are killed, and they have emotions just like we do, and it gets locked into their meat, and that's what we're taking on as well. So that just resonated so much to me, that from that day on, I I left meat alone. And so I started like everybody trying to, give up the things that you love. And so I was just doing straight vegetables and fruits, and then it was probably about a month later, I called her up and I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this anymore. And she said, well, why? I said, because I miss food, I miss taste, I miss spice, I miss eating. I mean, this is fine and everything, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep it up. She said, well, you're doing it all wrong. I said, well, what do you mean I'm doing it all wrong? I'm doing exactly what you said. I'm not eating meat. She said, no, you have to start with substitutions, and then that helps your not only your mind, but it also helps your taste buds to just understand what's changing. So she just basically made my whole grocery list the way I would normally make it, and then came in and started substituting with a vegan or a vegetarian version of it. And so that really helped me to stick with it, because it was like I could still cook, but it's just that I wasn't using ground beef. I was using whatever substitution that was. Now she was like dedicated. She made everything. I mean, everything. She didn't go to the store. It was no process, nothing. Now I tried that, but being a young mom, I couldn't do that all the time. But what I did do was stick with the substitutions until my taste buds, my whole way of life and thinking just changed, and it got to the point where I really didn't miss the meat anymore. So I credit her for totally saving my life, I believe, because I was on the verge of a lot of things at that time. And just that it brought me so much peace, and plant life, and being vegan, vegetarian. I've been all of them: vegan, vegetarian, alkalinian. I tried pescatarian for a second, went back. I've done them all, but non-meat for 28 years for sure. And so with that, um, I really started researching and studying more about herbs, and I started following Dr. Sebi, and was a student of his for many years. And just knowing and understanding that healing comes from so many different sources in the earth, not only in foods, in herbs, in meditation, in just the whole way of life. And that's exactly what happened. I changed my entire way of life. And I didn't think about it as diet anymore. It was a new way of life. And so that's how I started. And then the Healing Network was just an extension of that. I mean, people have always asked me what's good for this, what's good for that. And so I started, especially with the pandemic, started reverting back more to sea moss, to the roots of what I know, and all the nutritional medicinal things that sea moss can bring. And I had just started posting it, and then people was like, "Oh, I want some of that," and then that turned into a few clients, and then that turned into more, and then it turned into more. Now I'm in juice bars. I mean, now it's a movement, which is exactly what I wanted the Healing Network for Natural Medicine to be: a network of healers, a network of wellness coaches, and people that can just educate people about all the things that God has already provided for us. So that's my
So,
story.
That's
why?
beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank
I love
you.
it. And why CMOS? Really, like what gravitated?
So
Because you could have done herbs. I
I could
mean,
have done earth, yeah.
your focus right now is CMOS. Why CMOS?
Sea moss is probably one of the most nutritional things you can put in your body on the planet. It is a complete superfood. So it's a type of red algae that grows in the ocean, right? And it has 92 of all the 102 vitamins your body needs. So literally, you can live off of sea moss just by itself. It's that nutritional. And when I was studying with Dr. Sebi, that was the one thing that he always promoted to assist, especially when you're doing a more vegan lifestyle, just to assist in your whole nutrition to make sure you get that total body wellness. And so CMOS does that. It helps with it's antiviral, it's antibacterial, it increases energy, it keeps mucus from your body, because that was part of his whole philosophy, is to create an alkaline based um, system in your body so that you can fight off anything, right? Because what lives in mucus is germs and bacteria and viruses and all that lives in mucus. And so CMOS helps to rid the body of mucus. And so that's why CMOS, for me at least, I mean, I just think that it is amazing. It's done amazing things for my life. It keeps me balanced with having the diet that I have. I don't take anything other than sea moss. 2 tablespoons a day. That's all I take. I don't take vitamins, like multivitamins or anything. I'm not against those. For me, I don't really like pills. So for
Yeah.
me, this is the great stuff. I could just add it into my daily nutrition. Whether it's oatmeal or tea, smoothies. I make great dishes with it. I think Babette was saying that she's cooked, she's baked with it. I
You
bake.
bake with it, Babette?
No, my raw desserts.
Oh,
Oh,
you
rock.
use
Raw
Yeah,
where you
desserts,
use
yeah.
it in your raw dessert. So
Yeah.
it's a
between the
great
two of
substitute
you,
for egg.
yeah, between the two of you, one of you can answer this. What is the difference? How different is it from spirulina? That's what she was trying to say.
Spirulina.
Oh, yeah. Well, I liked the sea moss in the raw desserts primarily because of the way it used to fluff the dessert up. It just totally changed the dessert. I mean, I've made some an amazing desserts using sea moss. It just changes the cat. I use a lot of cashews in the raw desserts, and you add the sea moss to the cashews, and boy, you got something going on there.
It
I
makes it
mean,
really
yeah,
creamy. Mm-hmm.
Right, but
They
I'm wondering,
unbelievable.
but are they asking about more nutritional value as
Yes.
opposed to, yeah. Do
So
you know, Khadijah?
well, I was just going to say, so spirulina, along with spirulina, people seaweed, as people tend to think about it. Not that those don't have, good medicinal things. They do, but they're not a complete superfood. They're not a complete. And that's the difference between sea moss and, say, seaweed or spirulina. It's just that it's a more complete, you're getting more complete nutritional content in taking
Mm.
it. I couldn't just survive on just taking spirulina. I can survive on taking sea moss. In
Okay.
fact, I was told that people
But
in the
now,
Caribbean. Yes, go ahead. You was going to say something?
no, go ahead, baby.
Okay. So I was like, I was told, and I haven't verified it, but I was told that people in the Caribbean, long ago, when they had issues with famine, they would
Tara's
eat sea
frozen.
moss.
I'm frozen.
Oh,
No,
no.
I just look frozen because I'm listening.
That they
I'm
would
listening.
eat sea moss and that would sustain them. You know, there's times when I take sea moss, usually in the morning in my tea. I don't even be hungry until about 2 or
So
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
can I ask you this, and then we're gonna punch in how they can order this. Somebody, do you know anything about the Irish sea moss?
Yes, and
So
so
he's we're gonna come back to how you can order, but how different is sea moss? Oh no, no, sorry. How I heard Irish sea moss was very good for you.
Okay, so here's the thing, and this is always I don't want to say controversy, but this is the thing that always comes up. Okay, so sea moss, Irish sea moss is the same thing. It's just that one is actually grown in Northern Ireland. That is hence the word Irish sea moss. But they are both red types of algae, okay, that grow in the ocean. So the actual Irish sea moss grows in Northern Ireland on a rock, and it is um more like a leafy. I mean, it's still seaweed, but it's more like a leafy kind of look. The kind that I use is Guinness gracialia. I can always get tongue tied with that one. But anyway, that grows in warm waters in the Caribbean. Okay. So they look different, but they're both from the same line of sea moss. So sea moss just becomes like a pejorative term, just like we say Kleenex. Okay. Well, that's for any brand, right? It's the same thing. Sea moss just becomes that term that you use for any one of those. Now, I have done both of them, and I personally like the one from the Caribbean better. Why? Not only that, you can get it year round, and it blends better. And especially that's the one that I use in my blend. It blends better, and it gets a lot more smooth and creamy. The other one, because it's a more like a leafy, I don't care how long I blend it, it still always has these little chunks and stuff
Chunks
in it.
in it, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
a
I don't really
texture
like
person.
that.
I
Yeah, I
think we
don't.
lost Babette. She'll get back in at some point. Something's
Oh,
going on with
okay.
her internet.
Yeah, and so for me personally, I don't really like it. But as far as the nutritional content of either, it's not anything different. It's not anything different whatsoever.
So I guess it's not. If someone is asking, is it better to use sea moss raw or cooked, or does it matter?
Okay, so if you think about now, like the ones that I mine come straight from the ocean to the jar. Okay, I don't cook mine. Now there are some people who boil their sea moss and then blend it so that they can get a gel, but I feel like you lose nutritional value when you do that. I like to get it as close to its natural state as possible. Now obviously its absolute natural state is going. In fact, let me show you what it looks like. This is actually, if you can see, this is actually green sea moss. So you see how it looks.
Wow.
This is its natural state. Okay, so it's really hard, and you have to rinse it off and get the sand and the salt and stuff off of it, and then you have to, let this hydrate. Right. So this is the sea moss. One of the ones that I used, the one that I sent you, which was the green sea moss with the moringa
Mm-hmm.
in it. So yeah, so it looks like that. So I take it, and in my special blending process, I don't use heat, but I do get it into such a smooth consistency that this is where it turns into, right? And so
Mm.
all you have is you just can just dip off this concentrated gel and you put it in your smoothie or tea, and it'll just kind of dissolve into that, and it'll just give you all of that nutrition. Like I said, now there are lots of people doing CMOS. Okay, I say that all the time. Lots of people doing CMOS. Everybody's got their own blends. Everybody got their own process. Yes, you do need to refrigerate it. Keep it in the refrigerator. And I recommend 2
But
tables.
wait a minute. Do you need to keep it? Babette keeps disappearing. Do you need to keep it in the refrigerator when it's dry like that? The
No,
way
no,
you're
no, no.
once you
Once it's hydrated, once you turn it into this next step, you keep it in the refrigerator. Okay,
okay.
because I mean, of course, and it can last up to 3 weeks, but if you're taking 2 tablespoons a day, it's not going to last that long either. But it can last up to 3 weeks if you want to take it out the jar and put in some vacuum pack. It actually can last up to 3 months if you freeze it.
Mm,
So yeah,
wow.
that's where it comes from. But like I said, I keep it as close to this state once it's hydrated and I blend it. I do no boiling, no heating, or anything like that. So I mean, everybody do theirs differently, but that's what we do at the Healing Network.
So let me put in the scroll here. I'm going to put your where. How can they find your CMOS?
Yes. So I am based in Dallas, Texas, but we
Mhm.
do have a website you can go to, which is the Healing Network for Natural. Mhm.
www.thehealing
The
network
Healing Network for Natural Medicine.com. We ship
medicine.
nationwide. Unfortunately, we can't ship worldwide, at least not yet.
Not yet, coming soon. So I'm
But we
going
do.
to, it's scrolling below, and then I'm going to also put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
But
guys can catch that. I'm going to put it in the comments so you can guys go order and support our young businesses. We have a nice following today. If everybody buys a jar, she'd be quite happy.
hey, I would be so happy. And the thing is that
www.thehealing.
it's
Hold on one
healing.
second, Khadijah.
Go
The
ahead.
Healing
Network for Natural Medicine.
for Natural Medicine, DICINE.com. Okay.
Medicine.com. Yeah, I know people be like, "Ooh, why it's so long?" Well, for one thing, there's a healing network on Facebook somewhere, so I had to add to it, and plus, I wanted it to be for natural medicine because there's healing networks that do all kinds of different kind of healing. My healing is for natural medicine. There's natural medicine in the earth. This comes straight from the earth.
And someone said, how do you ship if it needs to stay refrigerated?
Right. So I ship it in a sort of like a cold pack
Yeah,
with
that's how I
ice.
got mine.
Yeah, that's how you got her. Yes.
Mhm.
So it comes like that, and it's in like an iced packed thing. So by the time you get it, you immediately refrigerate it, and it's still in good condition. It's not perishable so I do have some other ones called like straight from the jar black breakfast blends, which these are more like for people who don't necessarily like the taste but want to still be able to eat it straight out the jar. But unfortunately, these don't ship good because it's got organic coconut milk. It's got more things that break down in the shipping process. But the concentrated gel, it stands up just fine. So that's why we do ship these. But if you're local, if you're in Dallas, you can always you can order, and I have pop-ups that you can pick those up from. Juice bars. I have Recipe Oak Cliff that's in Dallas, Texas. Also have Good Water that's at the farmers market. So there's ways you can get it if you are in the city.
So let me ask you another question. So, Babette, do you want to jump in?
No, go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
No, I was going to say,
I'm having my technical issues today, so I'm
okay.
being careful.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so, and this is part of one of my questions. I've never seen it green before. I will try it. Do you sell it dry? I love the process. That was somebody else asked if you sold it dry.
We are actually in the process of doing that soon. Not right this second, but in the next probably 4 to 5 months, we definitely will be selling it dry. Yeah, a lot of the green is not really popular. People don't really know about it, but I have a great supplier, so I'm getting it straight from the ocean.
Straight from the ocean. So when you decide on whether this is turmeric or the green, like what do you like? How do you decide? Are you just making up some recipes, or do you how do you come up with what you're going to put in them, and what
So,
and how do they complement? If it already has everything, okay, this is mine. If it already has everything in it, then what's the point of adding something else to it?
okay, that's a good question. Okay, so basic benefits of sea moss, like I said, has 92 of 102, but not 100%, right?
Hmm.
It's still a percentage. So the blend that one of the blends I have is the sea moss with bladderwrack, which is the blend that Dr. Sabi always talked about. Sea
Now, what
moss
is
with bladderwrack.
bladder? So for
So
people who
bladderwrack is another type of, it's a type of brown algae. Okay. And it's really high in iodine. It helps control the thyroid. It helps regenerate the cells. It helps cleanse the blood. I mean, it's got a lot of amazing properties too. So with that combination, that makes it 100%, right?
oh,
That
got you.
bladderwrack, it just makes you have complete and total nutrition. So for me, because like I said, the base of why I created this was for healing, was not just to be taking something, but also that people can take these different blends for ailments or things that they're dealing with. Okay. So for me, I started with, listening to different people. Like I said, people would always ask me what's good for this or what's good for that. So when I started this whole company, I started with just purple sea moss. Purple sea moss, even just by itself, which
I'm on my own right.
You got a house full of sea moss, girl.
I
You
know
got a
I
house
do.
full of sea moss.
So this is purple sea moss. Okay.
But
Ah,
I had to give
So purple sea
this
moss,
for
because it's purple, is really high in phytonutrients. So it is like 10 times more antioxidants than the gold,
we need
right?
to get back.
So this is why I
This
didn't just want
for
to settle with just this. This is great for energy and also boost the libido, which is like its claim to fame. People get it all the time because they're like, "What?" And it does. Uh, so the purple sea moss. So started with that. Then I heard people talking about, especially my women friends, about hormone imbalances and moods and just things that as women what we go through. So that's what made me come up with the moringa, with the green sea moss with moringa. So green sea moss by itself is very detoxifying.
okay, where I'm
It
going.
helps cleanse the blood, and definitely helps to lose weight. All of the sea mosses do that. But the moringa, I mean, moringa is like the tree of life even in itself. So I really love that combination together. I'm actually looking for the little chart that I have, which I guess I don't have. Anyway, so the moringa leaf is actually, it's called the tree of life. So it's got 4 times more potassium than bananas. It's got 9 times more iron than spinach. It's got 4 times more fiber than oats. It's got 2 times more vitamin A than carrots and 14 times more calcium than milk. So, that's all things that we need as women for sure. And I'm not saying that men can't take it too, but what the women, I just have deemed this like my women's wellness formula, because it just hits all of our systems, all of those things. We're always detoxifying in our bodies. If you're going through periods or menopause things, our bodies are always kind of detoxifying. And so these things kind of just helps everybody just be real cool. I mean,
wow.
that's the feedback that I've got. This is the one that I take most often, believe it or not.
Mm.
Um,
Okay. Renee is new to sea moss, and what's the best way to use to lose weight?
Okay, so like I said, any sea moss will help you in weight loss. I personally, um, like I said, if you take it every morning, whether you put it in a smoothie or put it in tea, I personally take it in tea. It actually helps to curb your appetite, but you don't
Mm.
lose nutrition. That's the good part, because see, when you
Yeah,
starve
yeah.
yourself, your body goes into this crisis where it's holding on to calories, right? But if you're still feeding nutrition, then you're not using calories, but you're still getting nutrition, and your body doesn't go into this starvation thing where it starts to hold on to calories. So I personally, especially over COVID, and and like I said, everybody can have their little moments of not being as healthy as they want to be, right? So when we all got locked down for COVID, and before then I was working in paralegal, and I'm sitting all day, and all they do is bringing you sweets and all of this stuff, right? And so I got a little chunky. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm saying I got up to 170 pounds. Everybody go like, what? I can't even believe it. But I did. I did. You'd be surprised how that stuff creep up on you.
Yes, it does.
When I started going back to this, I've lost at least 55 pounds for sure.
Wow. How long
Yes.
did that take you?
I was gonna say I definitely started seeing a lot of weight loss. I started last August. I started seeing a lot weight loss by November, and then when I started seeing enough, then I started going and working out and tightening things up. And so now it's been about a year. This is a year.
Wow.
Yeah, a year ago
Wow.
before. But what I can tell you is that it just helped my appetite. It helped curb my appetite, and so I didn't want to make all those bad choices. And it just made me feel full,
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
sea moss is that kind of like it's because it's creamy and it's substance like that. It just
So,
kind of coats your stomach, huh?
so whether it's in a smoothie or a tea, because someone's asking, there's a whole bunch of questions here. I'm trying to get to them all, people. I'm trying. But whether it's in a tea or smoothie, because a smoothie could fill you because it's a smoothie. Does
Right.
it fill you because it's a tea?
It can
Curb
fill
your
you.
appetite.
It can, if you don't want to do a smoothie and you just want it's period. Sea moss by itself will help your stomach feel like you've eaten. You know what I mean? Because
Ah,
that's what I'm saying. It's nutrition. Ideally, when Dr. Sabi was talking about sea moss and to take sea moss was in conjunction with his herbs, right? So because I've done his thing where you only are taking his herbs. That's it. You are taking his herbs because he said his herbs are food. And he would suggest that if you felt hungry or if you needed any kind of take sea moss. Okay, take the sea moss, and that will help you to feel
get
your
over
stomach.
that period, right?
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It does that same thing. And even he, at the time when he was, when I lived in Los Angeles, and I used to go. I've met him, before, and I used to go to his actual thing. They had more of the powder, the bladderwrack sea moss powder blend. I think it's called like a bromine powder or something like that. But this is the actual raw sea moss that I'm using. So, he takes that raw and he made it into a powder, and then that's how he sold it. But this is the actual raw sea moss from the ocean.
Okay.
So I like that.
So what do you think about Tulsi with moringa?
Tulsi.
Are you familiar with that?
I am not familiar with Tulsi. I'm not sure
Okay.
what is
Babette,
Tulsi.
are you familiar with Tulsi?
It's basil, holy
Basil.
basil.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Has anyone ever used that with
I
um
have not.
Moringa?
no? Okay, so we
No,
can't answer that question. Sorry.
I don't know that combination. Does it help with it can, yes. It does, it definitely can help with fibroids. And so because now this is what I'm saying about fibroids. Tumors, fibroids, it helps with the prostate. Those things in the body are hardened mucus.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens in the body. And so when you start to break down mucus, then I can see how it could possibly help with the fibroids. Now, I am not a doctor, disclaimer. Hello.
That's right. And don't be suing nobody.
I'm not a doctor. But I would say that it definitely can hurt for sure.
Yes,
And
I'm
it's
drinking
worth
mine now.
right. And it's definitely worth trying. Anything that you can take like on a daily basis that can keep that part of you like breaking down the mucus. I always tell my guy friends they definitely need to be taken for prostate health, just as
Mm.
a regular. Just keep that stuff going because that's also that mucus line that's hardened, and that's what happens to a lot of men with the prostate as well. So it just has so many benefits. I can't even definitely do your own research. I definitely say that for all of them.
Okay, so can all three sea moss, the gold, green, and purple, be combined together?
Hey, I'm sure they could. It's not gonna hurt you, because they're all sea moss. They're just gonna all be doing all kinds of things. Me personally, even when I'm blending, if some purple get with some gold, I'm not, it's not like a disaster or anything like that. It's just that I try to target what it is that I'm trying to target. And so when I'm doing that, then if I want to have more energy, if I'm trying to target, my boosting my immune system, I'm just going to focus on my purple, right? Because
So I'm
purple's going to do
sorry.
that.
So
Mhm.
break it down again. Which one does there?
Does
How
what?
many colors? Right? Which ones does what color?
Okay,
I
so
mean, which color does what thing?
right. So the colors that I have are the purple sea moss, which is very high in antioxidants, 10 times more than the gold, helps with energy, boosting the immune system, and also libido. Now, it also has all the other basic benefits of sea moss, but those are the ones that are added because of its color.
Right.
Then you have the green sea moss, which is very high in chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is the oxygen that runs through the plant's veins, basically. The liquid, the green gold that's in the plants, that's in the green sea moss. It's high in chlorophyll, so that's very detoxifying, and helps to cleanse the blood. And so that's why that one I combine with the moringa, because to me, those two together just really just makes it such a complete and total blend to use. Then I have the gold sea moss, which of course has all of the basic benefits of sea moss that you can have. It's what I use as my base for everything else. So for the turmeric blend, which this is the one that I came up with because I had a lot of friends that had lupus,
Mm.
that had problems with inflammation, neuropathy. And we know how great turmeric is for the body. So this turmeric, this has got 95% curcuminoids. I use the highest potency of turmeric in this blend. And this blend has ginger, it's got cinnamon and pepperine. Yes, I sent that to her. This is really good in a chai tea. Oh my God. I make a chai
I
tea.
didn't get one. I
You
I
are?
didn't I didn't I didn't get one. Did I get
No,
one at
you
all?
didn't get one. No, no, no,
Did
no, no.
somebody send me something?
We're we're supposed
Oh,
to be
oh, okay, I
together.
got it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we're supposed to be together. So you have
I
some
sent
here.
two, Babette. I sent two,
Yeah,
so you'll get some for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But yeah, so the turmeric blend is I use the gold base, the gold sea moss as my base, but then I have my recipe for this particular turmeric blend. So those are the three main sea moss colors that I use, and from those I make all my special blends. And
And
like I
how
said,
many are there? Many, many, many other colors?
I don't know of any other colors. These
Okay,
are the ones that I know of for sure.
okay, okay.
And this is no added preservatives, no food colorings, no any of that. That color is exactly the color it is in the sea.
So someone like me, let's
I
answer this.
have a
You
question. Okay.
recommend 1 to 2? Yeah, I know you told me
Yes,
two tablespoons.
I personally recommend to all my clients 2 tablespoons of day to 2 tablespoons a day of the sea moss gel. Okay, even if you do the breakfast blend, 2 tablespoons a day, because this is just as powerful. Even though it's a little sweeter, I have some agave in it, and some other goodies in there that makes it really smooth and creamy. You can just stir it into your yogurt, or it's just a smoother, more creamier texture than even the blends. But yeah, 2 tablespoons a day. That's all you need. Don't
Okay,
overdo it.
right.
Two
Don't go see
tablespoons
Moss
a day.
crazy.
I know, because some people be like, oh, I'm gonna just, maybe if I do a whole jar, then, or if I do this, no, you wouldn't take a whole jar of vitamins. This is powerful, potent stuff. So I definitely don't suggest you take a whole half of it. Take 2 tablespoons a day. Now, if they're thick tablespoons, that's fine. You see what it does for your body. But definitely you got to drink a lot of water, because sea moss is definitely flushing the body of toxins and all kinds of things. And so drinking plenty of water with the sea moss is going to set you on.
Great. And unfortunately, Audrey, we
Yes.
cannot give you advice on what to take with your medicine. So I just want to let you know we are not ignoring you. We cannot make that suggestion. That would probably be something you'd have to take up with a physician. just
Yes,
in
I would
case
say
we
that.
don't, because there are so many different types of medicine, and we don't
Hmm.
want you calling us going, my eye is now in the back of my head and I'm walking into trees because I can't see. But Bet, you
Right.
have something to say?
Yeah, this is just dealing with how we are challenged with the filth of the ocean
Hmm.
and the challenge with all the plastic. And they're talking about plastic in our sea salt now
Hmm.
and all
Hmm.
this craziness.
Hmm.
When it comes to the this product, when you get it, you're able to cleanse it to the
Yes.
degree that you get everything, so it doesn't really, even if it is kind of murky in the ocean,
Hmm. Hmm.
so to speak, you're able
Right.
to really take care of it in a way that you get rid of all of the crap.
Right. No, I do, and then my supplier, that's something that they commit to as well.
Okay.
So it's a double thing, which is why I use them, because that is a situation where you have to deal with the ocean and pollutants and things like that. So yeah, I mean, it's like everything in the world. If we can make it 100%, we would. Can we? We can't actually just say it's 100 percent, because that's anything that you're eating. But as much as possible, our commitment, both from them and from me, is to make sure that it is cleansed and is free of those pollutants and toxins.
Right.
And like I said, I take sea moss daily. And everybody that has used my products, they come back again and again. Everybody seems to find a lot of benefit in it, and they're always like, girl, you about to be my 2 week pickup. So I mean, I say the proof for the pudding is in the people's reactions and how they feel.
Right.
Like anything, you won't know until you try it, and you know how you have your own personal testimony. So
Well, I
um
like that you use the supplier. They take care of it first, and then you get it and you finish up the process.
yes,
So
yes,
that's
sure.
that's good to
And
know.
also, to me personally, I'm a very spiritual person. I pray over my CMOS. I
Right.
pray and I use crystals, because I feel like I want to implement the energy of healing, so that the same way she talked about how animals are killed and how plant life is peaceful, I try to invoke that same energy of healing and peace in my sea moss, so that when people consume it, that's how they feel, and that is only helping them to heal. That's what I do. My
That's
person.
excellent. Energy
Yeah,
is
that's
everything.
wonderful.
We're
Energy
all
is
energy.
everything.
All of
It's
it's
everything.
energy. All of
Yes.
Yeah.
it's energy. So that's good to know. Thank you for that.
Oh,
So
you
what
welcome.
is Ayur
Ayurveda.
Ayurveda? Ayurveda. I'm sorry, I can't see anything. The light is in my eyes. The thing is small. A supplement product. A product. Does anyone know
So
that answer? Because I don't.
Ayurveda is more of like spices and herbs like that. I mean, that's what I know about Ayurveda. Like but that's more of like an Indian type of culture of medicine that they use. And so
Oh,
it's a
okay.
lot of spices and herbs in that respect. So there are people who use Ayurveda in things. I mean, obviously turmeric is one thing that's Ayurveda, because
Yeah.
it's a spice and it has some medicinal properties. So I guess in that respect, I've combined that, but that's not what my focus is the Ayurvedic medicine.
And how do you someone asked, and I'm just going to answer this again.
Hmm.
Can you take it in hot teas? Yes, you can. We have some
Yes,
right here. So you can take
take
it
it
in
in
hot
hot
tea,
tea,
smoothies. Babette
smoothie.
puts it in desserts. You
You
can
can
put
put
it
in
in your
desserts. You
what
can cook with it.
you can cook with it however you choose. So there's so many different ways you can use it.
This is my sea moss with bladderwrack. This is the one that I cook with the most, not bake, because bladderwrack has a more of a fishy type of smell to it. But when I make stews, soups, when I want to mock fish cakes or anything that's mocked with a sea kind of feeling, I use my bladderwrack, my sea moss with my bladderwrack.
Is that the one I have?
No, I didn't see you sea moss with bladderwrack.
You
I
ain't give
sent
me no
you.
bladder rack, girl. I need some bladder rack.
You gotta get you some. No,
I'm gonna order some.
I sent you the green sea moss with moringa, which is also good too. It's like
Okay.
people say, "Oh, it's so many of them. How do you know which one to do?" Again, you can. I tell people, just start with one. Okay, start with one that you want to try for something that you may want to work on. use that. Get yourself in the habit of using it every day. Then after that, then try the other ones, and then you will find which one you like the best. Because it's hard for me to tell you which one you gonna like the best. They all have different flavorings in terms of like what they taste like. The only ones that doesn't have much of a taste at all is the gold and the purple. And that one, those, you can take by itself. I don't. I personally like to put it in tea. That's my main thing. I got my teapot here, and whatever tea that I'm drinking, I just pour it in there, and it just dissolves in my tea, and it's great. I have it either before bed or in the morning, or both. Sometimes I do both. Sometimes I do my 1 tablespoon in the morning, 1 tablespoon in the evening. I just get it in my body every day.
Okay, and what kind of water do you use? We're
Spring.
Spring water. Okay.
Spring water only when I'm blending. Yeah, I only use spring water for sure.
Okay, and someone asked, I had a question about it. Because I have allergies towards like shells, like certain iodine stuff. Would I have an issue with this?
Well, you've had some this morning and you didn't have anything.
No, not because I'm not, I have to take it more on a regular basis before it starts to affect me.
Well, that's something that you probably, I mean, it's not a shellfish. It's not.
Yeah, but it's the iodine from the sea. And this person has
So I would probably say that bladderwrack one you would have to try, but this one is the only one I think that might give you some of that issue because it's higher in iodine than the other is. That's because of the bladderwrack. If that's something that you have a sensitivity to, but like I said, anything you have to just take it in small doses until you know for sure that it is not something that's going to affect you. I mean, that's the only thing I can tell you. It's like anything, you try it, and if you feel a reaction, then don't take it anymore. I mean,
Yeah. And is sea moss a type of fungi?
No. Sea moss is a type of red algae in the sea. Fungi, mushrooms, that's fungus that's growing on the land. This grows in the sea.
Someone said, "Great job, Khadijah. I'm super proud of you reaching and teaching the people." You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
This is my ministry now. I started on a ministry, and this is my ministry, and that's what my goal is Babette is, in fitness and nutrition. I mean, this is the healing network for me. This is all of us. Tara, the healing network to help people and educate them on that. I'm not saying you can't go to your doctor, but I'm just saying that everything that they're giving you is designed based on what they know and their books and what they're saying. I'm talking about natural medicine, what's from the earth. And of course, you have to have a body and a system that is in alignment with that. You can't be, all the way to the left and think you're going to take a couple of jars of sea moss and it's going to cure or heal anything. No, you have to put it in alignment. And keeping that in alignment will then also to allow your body to heal better and more and accept more of these natural things better to help you. At least that's how I feel.
Okay. Well, this has been
Yeah. Okay.
Babette, you having somebody's coming in. People are writing these things, and I am scammed. Whatever. This
and
has
somebody wants to know how they can order the turmeric sea moss.
Yes.
So the turmeric sea moss is also online.
Right. I was going to say I just typed it in the feed again.
Great.
It's scrolling under here under the video. You can see the scroll of the name as well.
But you can always You can always on there.
Go ahead, Babette.
I wanted to say something about cleansing the human system and the gut and all this kind of. I mean, our last guest was just so incredible in terms of making people understand the importance of gut health. You know what I mean? And so I just find it, I don't know, just vitally important that people begin to start getting on natural cleansers, I'd like to say, not necessarily cures. I believe once we're clean, the human body begins to cure whatever name we've given ailments, even if it's cancer. I
Mhm.
just think I love the whole keeping a very alkaline system,
Mhm.
because an acidic system creates disease. And
Mhm.
so I think you're on the right page. I appreciate you so much for
Thank
doing
you.
this, making this your mission. There are
Yes.
so
Sure.
many people that are going to be able to enjoy using a product that's going to assist them in
Mhm.
cleansing. So
Mhm.
it's absolutely incredible. Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank
much
you
for
so
that
Yeah.
much. And
And
sacrifice.
then
and
you guys can, anybody that have any other questions, you can follow us on Instagram. Is
okay.
healing.
I Instagram.
You got that healing natural. I always forget what it is. Man, hold on
Oh,
one
you
second.
got it. Healing, because I don't know if you don't know.
Hold on.
It says, do all of them have a fishy taste or smell?
They
Not all
all
of
have
them,
a
right?
slight, well, they're all going to have different things depending on what's in it. Like the turmeric one smells a lot like ginger, obviously. The bladderwrack one has a very fishy, because the bladderwrack itself is fishy. The green sea moss with moringa has a more of a like a eggy, because that's where I was talking about the moringa, which is really high in calcium and potassium and things like that. So it's kind of got more of a greeny, like if you ever had like super greens or something.
Hmm.
It's not the best to take by itself. I definitely suggest you put that in something. Um,
Someone said they just ordered the purple.
awesome. Okay, Healing Network Natural on Instagram. Healing
Network.
Network Natural on Instagram. On Facebook, we are Foods That Heal Naturally, or the
Hold on,
Healing.
hold on. I can't type that fast. God, I can't type that fast. Hold on Facebook.
Mhm.
You're what?
On Facebook, we are Foods That Heal Naturally,
Okay.
and like I said, on Instagram, it's Healing Network Natural.
Right, I
And
have that.
mhm, if you do purchase a jar, you can text for a 20-minute consultation with me. I'm gonna tell you what number you can text it to. Hold on one second. Text CMOS to 469-684.
Okay,
Nine
so one more second for
for
a
a free 20-minute consultation.
for a free 20
Once you
minute
buy your jar. Once you buy your jar.
consultation upon
Yeah.
purchase, and for being saying that you were on Sunday Bites and Tidbits.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
hold
There you
on. After purchasing a jar, I have to type all this in. Text. Okay, text what?
text CMOS,
SEAMOSS
uh-huh, to
to
469,
469
684
684
9591.
9591
Yes.
and say you saw her on Sunday Bites and Tidbits
There you go.
and received a 20 a 20-minute free consultation.
Nice.
Well, before
All
we
about
go,
you.
because our time is almost up. I told you it
I
goes
know
really
it
I
did
can't
go by
believe it
fast,
went so
didn't it?
fast.
I know. But
Well,
before you
I
go,
enjoyed them.
Khadijah,
Huh?
I want to tell them a little more about now. I've known Khadijah. Khadijah and I are both actresses in Los Angeles, and that's how we met. Ironically enough, we both had very similar paths on being healthy, which we didn't even know till probably more recent. But
Mm-hmm.
Khadijah is also a wonderful actress, and she's just wrote and directed
Oh
her
no,
new
road produced.
movie, wrote and produced, I'm sorry, and
Yes.
starred in a new movie. She's a mother of two. Like she said earlier, she has one child that has special needs, and she has a brilliant, brilliant, talented daughter. And one of the things I'm bringing this up is for those, because we really want to cover mind, body, and spirit,
Yes.
and having a healthy inners. You're able to do all of this stuff and overcome all of those things, and really align with your greatness as a
Mm-hmm.
whole. So tell us a little bit about your movie so that when people could start to look for it, or how we could support you.
Oh, Tig, thank you. Yes, this is me coming back into doing the other part of my passion, which is the acting. It's a comedy. It's called Recession Proof. And it's about my character who's a Wall Street executive that lost her entire life savings in a Ponzi scheme and is forced to move back home with her mother in the hood and find a whole new way of life. So it's a whole lot of lessons, but it's also a little bit of faith-based, but not, not where it offends anybody. But, I think that it's loosely based on my life where I had to move back here from Los Angeles, move back in with my mother. But it's about the lessons of humility for sure. And all of the funny, crazy things I had to go through trying to find that new way of life. So it stars me, Clifton Powell, Rodney Perry, Denzel Wells, Lucretia Johnson, and Sharice Lamb. And we are almost finished shooting. We got a little bit more to shoot, and hopefully by next year you guys can see it. So you can follow us on Facebook, recessionproofthemovie.com, or Recession Proof the Movie, rather. We don't have the .com just yet. I'm working on that, but Recession Proof the Movie. And you'll be able to see me in my other element, but in order to be able to do all that with all of these different, schedules with my son, my daughter, having living my passions, I have to be healthy because Lord knows I
Yeah.
probably passed out by now. People always say, "What's your secret? What's your secret?" Because I did turn 51 this year. I do have to shout that out.
Woo!
And I'm gonna tell you, when you said you were on the journey for 28 years and that you were 23 years old, and I'm like, look, I'm still counting on 23, 24, 25, 26. And when I got to that age, 50 some, I'm like, no way.
Yeah. Well, look
You're
who's talking.
beautiful.
Look at you.
You're beautiful.
I totally accredit that to, having this plant-based lifestyle. For
Way of
sure.
life.
Way of life, for
Way
sure.
of
It
life.
definitely is a way of life. That's what I tell people all the time. Don't think diet. Just think I am changing my way of life. And, eating well, sea moss, all those things just help to aid in, whatever people say I look like. You know what I mean? I thank God for sure. And it's a whole lot of prayer. Okay, let's not get that twisted. It's a whole lot of ashy knees over here.
Well, we are, wow, that went by fast. So again, please follow Khadijah. So many
Yes,
people are saying they
thank you
followed you
guys
now.
so much.
People are saying
Yes.
they're purchasing. So we want, and really support our small and up and coming businesses and people who've launched out,
Yes.
to create and do for themselves. Because, if we've learned nothing else during COVID, is we've learned that if you don't create and have for yourself, you will be sitting on the sidelines wondering what happened to your life.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Anita. She just ordered the golden sea moss with
Thank
turmeric.
you, Nita. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and several people saying they're following
Thank you
you.
guys so much.
Wow, 51, you look like your 30s. Yes, she does.
Yes, that
Whatever
God is
happened.
good. God is, I say, I don't look like I've been through what I've been through. That's what my mama would say.
Oh, Tom, see, this is Tom. This is our friend Tom. Tom is crazy. Tom
Whatever
said,
happened.
whatever happened to Jimmy Mack? When is he coming back? Jimmy
I
Mack
don't
is
know.
one of our people who show up, but we don't know where he disappeared to. Because that's an
Jimmy
old
Mack
60
has things
song.
to do.
Jimmy Mack, when are you coming back? Some Renee said, thank you, Khadijah. I'm about to order mine now.
Awesome.
And
Thank
so
you guys
yes,
so much. And
thank you so much. And
thank you
any
for
last words,
having me.
Khadijah?
This is
This was
awesome.
informative for me. I'm gonna go,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make sure I have mine every morning and
Yeah.
see if
Make
it
sure you
doesn't
give the vet
affect me.
one. Make sure
Yeah,
you give her one of them.
if hopefully I'll have to order her one because
You know
by the
what?
time
I was gonna say I'll send her some. I'll send her
because
some.
by the time we get together, mine's gonna be gone. So I'm just gonna
Well,
be
but
honest
Okay,
with you.
Tara. Okay, Tara.
but
I'm
Bet,
trying.
just
Thank
go
you.
online and look and see which one you want, and
Oh.
I'll make sure you get a jar for sure.
Thank you, my dear.
You are so welcome.
You see, Tara ain't thinking about me.
No,
She
I am
ain't
thinking
sure.
about you. I just know I may not see you for a minute, and I'm not just gonna be looking at it in the fridge
No,
going,
I will see Tara next week. We have a whole weekend together.
oh, that's
So what
right.
she's saying is, in the next 4 or 5 days, she gonna make sure that's gone.
No,
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Hey,
do that.
you don't take it all in no 4 or 5 days. Like I
No, I
said,
won't do that.
2
And someone
tablespoons.
said, "Do you ship?" Yes, she
I
does
do. I
ship because
ship.
I
I
got mine.
ship nationwide. Yes,
And
nationwide.
she and mine came intact and it was with an ice pack and the cold thing. So by the time I got to put it right in the fridge and everything is good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Proud
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
and
you,
exactly.
sis.
As soon as you refrigerate upon opening, but through that shipping process, what I have it shipped in, it times it to by the time that it gets to you, you just put it in the refrigerator.
Right.
That's
And Chef Mona Lynch says, "Chef, I'll be in LA soon to see you." I just
oh
know that you're not at the restaurant all the time, Mona. Do you know
Yeah,
Mona Lynch?
please. I'm in
She's
and out, Mona.
yeah.
Do you
So
know it was about 10 people showed up at the restaurant on Saturday? People coming from out of town all over looking for Chef. And where am I? I'm at a photo shoot. I mean, I
right,
feel
Chef is
badly,
not
but
sitting in the restaurant all the time, guys. So if you
I had
want
so
to see
much
her,
else going on.
yeah, if you know you're going to be in town, you should probably shoot an email,
pre
Yeah,
we could at least let you know if she's going to be nearby because I
exactly.
won't
Because
respond.
I don't want you to
Doesn't
be
mean she's going to,
disappointed.
right? Yeah, so just know that. But anyway, Khadijah, thank you so much. This has been
Thank
very
you, sir.
informative.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We're
I
Thank you.
proud
call
of you,
you.
sweetheart.
Okay,
Thank you,
Very
thank you
proud of
Mommy.
so
you.
much. God bless y'all.
All
God
right,
bless
you too.
everyone.
Okay,
Bye,
bye bye.
everybody.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
Tara.
Bye bye. How do you get out of this thing?